So today we're going to be checking out the new Montblanc Legend Eau de Parfum. I'm going to tell you how this one smells, how it performs when you can wear it, and ultimately if I think it's worth picking up and how it compares to the OG, the Eau de Toilette version, which has been out for quite some time now, and of course everyone knows Montblanc Legend. This year was pretty much the year of flankers and EDPs and intense versions of fragrances, kind of to be expected. So let's see how this one stacks up against a lot of the others that have been put out. If you guys like videos like this one, fragrance reviews, top 10s, and all of that stuff, make sure you get subscribed to the channel down below, and I will also leave links to purchase this one and the original Legend and a few of the other Legend flankers which I like. Those links will take you to discount websites. That way you can save yourself some money when purchasing these, because I wouldn't pay retail for any of these Legend fragrances. You can get them for usually 20-30 bucks on discounter, so hit those links down there if you're interested. So let's go and jump right into how this fragrance smells. When you first spray it on, right up top you get this nice, fresh, citrusy opening like you would expect. This is a clean, fresh type of scent. You get this nice ozonic smell from the violet leaf, and you get this nice tart, bright bergamot as well. That's really about it for the top notes. That's the only two listed, and really kind of smelling it off the top, I don't get a whole bunch of citruses. I don't get, some nice grapefruit or anything like that. I don't get any really fruitiness either. I don't get apple. So it starts off just relatively straightforward, and it's just getting that nice fresh opening out there for you. But really for me, this one's all about that ozonic type of smell that you get from violet leaves, which I love that note. I love how it makes it kind of light and bright and airy and effervescent, and just kind of has this wispy type of smell to it. Just very clean, very fresh, and just smells pleasant right when you first spray it on. Working into the mid and following that into the dry down, you get a woodiness and you get a little bit of leather as well. Now, it's not too strong of a leather note. It's not a leather fragrance, but it is there. Primarily what I'm getting is this woody note and some oak moss. So just kind of all together here, a nice woody backbone. And all of that is underneath the nice citrus freshness that you get up top. I get a pretty strong muskiness from this one as well, just like you do from the original Legend. Even though I don't think musk is listed as an official note, I get a very prominent muskiness. And really for me, you could tell it's just made up of a lot of aroma chemicals and a lot of synthetics, which is not a bad thing, but it is just something that you will pick up on right when you smell it. So that's one thing that I say, you paying $80, $90 for these at retail, or however much they go for, it's, not really all that worth it when you can grab these Legend fragrances for 20-30 bucks. That's really about what they're worth, in my opinion. Any more than that, it's just kind of a stretch. But really, again, for 20-30 bucks, these are solid fragrances. I don't believe the EDP is quite down to that level yet. I did get this one from FragranceBuy.ca, and I did get it at a discount, but it's not super cheap like the others quite yet, but it will get there soon. When you do spray this one on, though, you can tell right off the bat that it's got some strength to it. It's got some performance, and that's one thing where when I first was testing it out and before I had a chance to fully test it out and see what performance was like, I had a pretty good idea going into it that it was going to be a strong one. Of course, being an Eau de Parfum flanker, you're getting something with a higher concentration, and you're also getting something which presumably is supposed to be stronger, and this one is. People suffer from the original Legend having poor performance. Of course, there's the whole reformulation rumors going around. I haven't kept up enough with reformulation about Legend. I mean, it just gets to be a bit much sometimes. All of these reformulations and everything going on. And, for a $20, $25 fragrance, I'm not too concerned about it. But I can tell you, if you do have issues with performance with the original Legend and you want to fix that, get Legend EDP. We'll go ahead and touch on the performance here. Just longevity on my skin, about 9+ hours. Really solid. Projection, it does push out moderately. Like, it will fill up my personal space around me to the point where people who come past me and not even necessarily getting up into my personal space will be able to smell this one. It's got moderate projection for what it is. For being an Eau de Parfum, it's going to sit a little bit closer than something like an EDT, but it still does have the strength to push out. I mean, at the end of the day, it's Legend. I mean, this is a true Eau de Parfum flanker. It's not like Legend Spirit, where it takes it and tweaks it and gives it this Invictus Aqua-y type of smell, which I really do like Legend Spirit. It's actually one of my favorites in terms of flankers from them. It's a solid fragrance. It's not like that where it changes it up. It's legitimately taking that original DNA and just amping up the performance. They're giving people what they want, and this was an easy thing for them to do, presumably for this year, just to kind of push out there and say, here's a stronger version of Legend for the time being, until maybe they reformulate this one down the road. I don't know. It's something that maybe people will conspire about, but it really does get good performance, and it's really, again, a true eau de parfum, stronger improvement over the original eau de toilette, which is, of course, a popular and famous fragrance at this point. But nothing too interesting here, nothing too exciting. It doesn't take that original DNA and put a twist on it. I would have liked to maybe see just a bit of a twist while also improving the performance. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, and we do get that with other fragrances, but this is already kind of pretty boring DNA as it is, just pretty clean and fresh to where it's not going to excite most of us who are out here smelling this. For me, if I was going to think about how I wanted this done, I would have added some sort of different twist. I don't know what it would have been, but I probably would have wanted to do something like that. If you have a fragrance that's already really good and unique and you're just bumping up the performance, I'm fine with that. And it doesn't always have to be changed. But I think here for this one, being that this is Legend, it is just a simply fresh out of the shower clean fragrance. Like, that's legitimately what it is. This could pass as a body wash smell. It's nothing to write home about. It's nothing to get excited about, but it is a true improvement over the original here in terms of strength. So because of that, I think, hey, they did a good job here on this flanker. Of course, we'll go ahead and just finish this review off. I'll tell you when you can wear this one, even though it is probably pretty obvious. I mean, it's Legend. It's a fragrance you can wear anytime, anywhere. It's very versatile. It smells like clean, fresh out of the shower. So you could wear this to school. It'd be great for school. You could wear it to work. It'd be great for work, smelling good and clean. You could just wear it for anything, any time of the year, although I would say probably more suited for the warmer months. It could also work here in wintertime as well. If you're kind of wanting to reach for something fresh, that'll just work. This type of DNA is going to do it for you. So it's a very versatile type of scent. When you spend, $20, $25 on these Legend fragrances, you'll be able to wear them for a lot of different situations. And again, this fragrance will get down to that price at some point. It'll kind of make its way down. We're not quite there yet, but I would say when it does make it to that point where you can scoop it up for, $30, if you're a fan of the original Legend and want a stronger version, hey, it's a great pickup for you. If you're not a big fan of Legend, then you're probably not going to be a fan of this one because it is very similar. So my final thoughts on this scent, hey, I think it's a good flanker for what it is and what they were trying to achieve. Just an eau de parfum Legend. I mean, it does a great job. What I do actually really like is the update to the bottle. So the original Legend looks like this, and you can see here it's got the silver on top, and the cap, it has it engraved. So it says Montblanc, and it's engraved. It looks like a Legend bottle. This is something that you've probably seen everywhere in everyone's bathroom and every college dorm or whatever, just Legend bottles everywhere. But with the eau de parfum, this one blacks out that top piece, which looks awesome. And they also have gold accenting on the cap. So instead of it being engraved, it's just painted on with this kind of gold color. It's kind of hard to show up here on camera, but it is gold. And I think that this bottle looks incredible, all blacked out and sleek looking like that. Looks great, and I think that's a great update to the design, and it really just looks like an eau de parfum, more intense version of the original. It's a really good job here with the bottle. That's just kind of a, a side note because it doesn't really matter too much, but I do think that's pretty cool. Well, guys, I think that's going to do it for me. That's my thoughts on the new Legend eau de parfum. Solid for what it is. Solid if you want a stronger performing version of Legend. Just make sure you keep in mind going into it that this is probably not anything that's going to excite you. If you're looking for something different, you're going to have to keep moving. I would still take something like Guerlain L'Homme IDL Extreme, which is the new flanker that I just recently reviewed and featured in my top 10 winter fragrances video. I would take that one in terms of being a better flanker, but you also have to keep in mind that those Guerlain L'Homme fragrances are going to be more artistic from the get-go. That's just kind of how they are. I think that's a great flanker. I think this is a good flanker for what it is, and it's about what you could expect from this year. So guys, let me know what you think of this one. If you've tried it, let me know what you think of the other Legend fragrances. Again, I will link all of these down below. Legend Spirit, one of my favorites. That's one you should definitely consider picking up if you kind of like Invictus Aqua and you want a cheaper alternative to it. That's a solid one. That one will be linked down below as well. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.